So, if we're all prepared, let's get into a bit of story. 4 stages, let's go. Trigger evasion skill, at least a few times, get knocked down. At least 1 Mei or 1 Sakura battle suit. First of Thunder. Alright, here we go. Whew. Story time. Nobody knows how much time had passed, because time is just a social construct. I've always been learning how love works from different people. Now I'm going to turn this down slightly so it doesn't mix with my own thoughts. I've always been learning how love works from different people. Some say that it's an instinct, some say that it's a complex and precise skill. I agree yet disagree with both perspectives, but if you ask me what I think it is, I believe that love can be learned. One day we'll master it and understand its true form. But you also know that learning is a strange process. The more examples we have, the further our conclusion will be from them. In other words, love that is carved into stone is merely a dangerous form of self-delusion. What are you saying there, Raven? You really are an impatient one, Hirsch of Thunder Woman. Does this topic bore you, or do I bore you? Both. Let's talk about this topic of yours. So after all your learning, you chose to trick children into going to the moon. And Raven ends up being the most hated character for preying on children. Nobody likes you, Raven. Yet again. It's better than trying to mix in with you guys one-sidedly. They were not thrown into a false dream as precious new humans. They were promised the world. For a long period of time, because I wasn't responsible enough, they could only rely on each other to survive. That won't be the case anymore. No matter who wins between you guys and the World Serpent. Raven, have you ever said all these to the children? Why would I? That would be contradictory. To some of them, the day might eventually come, but I don't want to teach them those unnecessary survival skills myself. Of course, even if they do learn, I hope they'll never have to use them. In the end, you don't approve of Project Stigma either. Hirsch of Thunder May here, lady. I hope you know that nobody really likes nobody likes Project Stigma. Not even Kevin. It's honestly the shittest idea, but they're still going through with it. Incredible, right? But to go along with it is my best solution. So you'll continue to obstruct us as their protector. Don't be so hostile, miss. I'm a cadre? Kadir? I don't know what the fuck that word is, for the World Serpent after all. And, before Project Stigma began, the World Serpent kept those children fed and clothed. After Project Stigma began, the World Serpent gave those children a brand new world. If they're talking about New Atra, it's pretty hostile actually. If it were you, how would you choose? Well, don't misunderstand. I'm not throwing a tantrum about how you don't understand. I just wanted to empathize that we led very different lives. Emphasize, sorry. You're simply a passerby in the darkness. You've always belonged to the light. So, do what you will. The World Serpent didn't order me to persuade every opponent of mine. Then why did you appear before me? Here of all places too. In the origin. Like I said, this really is a coincidence. I was in a bad mood and decided to take a stroll somewhere, and then I met someone who was crestfallen too. A stroll in a place like this? The origin? Well, don't forget who holds the advantage now. To the World Serpent, this is the Eye of the Storm. Who would have thought that that you'd be the reason this place exists? May. Rather than you, I'm the one with nowhere to go. I have always been the one. You could easily get an island, Raven. Don't tease me. I'm a follower of the Savior, and will watch as he destroys and rebuilds the world. If I wish, I could become the owner of a wide island. But, May, perhaps you've heard about my past? After the island sank, I couldn't accept reality. But even if I realized my dreams then, would it have salvaged everything? You mean you'd rather have an ideal that you can never fulfill? Don't say it so plainly, it's embarrassing. But those who have been sacrificed are the same. Hanging onto a futile dream day after day, year after year, doing meaningless things through their short lifetime. mercenary, bartender, or an island. These are the ways I lived, and also a poison to my life. But there are still people out there who will call me their teacher, right? It seems like you're more suited to be the one dreaming. Ooh. Why does Raven look so sad? This could have been avoided, Raven, if you just weren't an idiot. Like, you wouldn't be so sad if you just weren't dumb, right? I think so too, but unfortunately, I am someone who cannot dream. No, I'm not a specialist, sire. You are aware of the true nature of the dreams Project Stigma gives, right? They tie everyone's happiest moments together and share them with each other. If others' happiness could satisfy me, would I still be an outsider now? Outsider is an appropriate description. So, are you done with your beguilement? God, what a word, I was not prepared. Are you done with your beguilement? What, you think I'm too chatty now, do you? Unfortunately, I'm in rush for time right now. I'm actually quite stressed and rushing. I need to go find Origin. Alright then, don't let me hold you back, Miss Raiden May. See you around. At this moment, the two still sounded friendly, but with their understanding of each other, they simultaneously reached for their weapons. And they entered mortal combat. Oh, for fuck's sake. So far you've beat me twice and I've only beaten you once. Now it's time to settle the score. Underestimate me and you're in for a hard lesson. Then you should have said goodbye forever just now. Say goodbye, Raven. Ooh, the double dodge. Is this this doesn't feel like the same Raven from Elysian Realm. You side with the final winner? Oh my god, oh no it is, never mind. We have the blind mechanic. As long as the result is acceptable, I have no loyalty. Just like Grey Serpent used to say, everyone fears true freedom. Not Eren Yeager. Not Eren Yeager. Part 3 of the chapter I finally completed yesterday night, and it was good. You'll like especially the ending part. We'll see. I'm a very critical person. I'm a very, what's it called? Cynical. I'm very cynical, so we'll see. Blind again. I can't see shit. That's Raven's specialty, blinding people. Get original, dude. 2020 vision, please. Ba-da-ba-dum-bum. No difficulty, though. No difficulty slider for this. No difficulty choice. Can't use Kurikara. That's cringe. Oh. Oh, killer. Killer! I've said it before. You're no match against me, Raven. At least nobody's pinned down this time. I've had enough of that. 3 wins to 1, miss. I hope I still have a chance to turn the tables. Leave. I still don't understand. Why did you come to see me, first and foremost? Well, like I said, it's a coincidence. Although one can take advantage of coincidences too. To me, I really just wanted to have a chat with you. Humans are like that. They think that they are only hiding their thoughts. But when they want to spill, they'd realize that there's no one to listen. How about coming with me? Abandon this Project Stigma bullshit. Join me! Oh. Forget it. You're gonna save the world. That's something only younglings are willing to do, and something only they can do. I'm probably too old for that. I'm probably too old for that, as she says with extremely fair skin and extremely agile moves. Yeah, I'm too old for... Cringelet. I'll just wait for the world to save itself. If you really care, speak for me in your future to get me out of the prison. And it's about time. Time? I forgot to remind you, sometimes physical lethargy makes you mentally weak as well. Raven! Hey, it's only fair. You've won me 2 more times. So I'll put you... So I'll put you to sleep 2 more times? You... Before she could realize where she had slipped up, the Hersha lost all consciousness. Okay, this is a terrible gimmick. Hersha of Thunder being put to sleep, what, 3 times now? 2 times? No. This is a terrible bit of writing, because if this was actually Hersha of Thunder, and when I say this, I mean, if you take a look at how, I know she changed throughout all of Elysian Realm, but when Hersha of Thunder, May, fell for a trick once in Elysian Realm, she never let that trick happen again. This is a bit of a cringe fucking thing to happen again, so I don't really agree with this writing bit. Her falling for the same trap. Yeah, no. Even in the vast space where the slightest murmur would echo, May fell silently. She was consumed by a purple light and disappeared, just like what Raven witnessed when Project Stigma had just begun. And another person working behind the scenes walked over leisurely. And the final task is complete, right? Indeed, but I'm afraid you can't retire peacefully. Due to your act of betrayal just now, I've decided to terminate you from World Servant immediately. Betrayal? Are you kidding? You've done what you should, but you've also said what you should not. It seems to me like you came just to give her a hint, but that won't hinder my work. And you're probably the most boring Grey Serpent I've met. Then, what do you intend to do with me? If you're lucky, she'll fall into eternal slumber. Then, on account of our past camaraderie, I'll let this slide. In contrast, if she were to escape because of your help, I can spare a bit more effort to bury the both of you together soon after. Well, aren't you considerate? When are you going to get a robot girlfriend? I'm joking, you cannot trap her in a dream. Hare has already tried to. And don't say something like, I'm allowing her to face her true self again. That riddle is long outdated. I'm allowing her to face her true self. Incredible. Never mind, I really dislike that mechanical mind of yours. Then, if there's nothing else, run for your life before things conclude, Natasha Kiara. Now, you're also World Serpent Nemesis. There's barely anyone left in World Serpent aside from you robot heads. But she also knew that he wasn't the type of Grey Serpent with a sense of humor. The discussion just now coldly connotated her exile. Connoted, I guess. But before that, there is an important and long journey she must take. At that thought, she unconsciously looked up at the sky and quickly looked away as she shook her head. In this space void of common sense, there was no moon in the sky. Hersh of the End, true. She has a soft spot for Raven. Yeah. I still don't agree. Like, Hersh of Thunder had a soft spot for Alicia or whatever, but she would still take precautions. In a space so close, yet so far, the Hersha did not fall into a conventional slumber. With the previous failures in mind, Grey Serpent used a new technique to seal her within her own heart. Before this, perhaps, nobody aside from him would have imagined that principles of Project Stigma could be used in this manner. Of course, right now, she was unaware of Grey Serpent's wishful thinking. Seems like this isn't a simple dream, actually. Considering the nature of Project Stigma, do they no longer have sufficient resources to create sweet dreams for everyone? Did Bronya or Durandal manage to do this unexpectedly, or... What I cooked tastes so bad. I'll just let that small dialogue play. No one's serving you meals, Lady Raiden. A crooked daughter. You wouldn't know about this unless you read the manga. Oh, we have to play this dog shit version of May? God fucking damn it. It's right, the whole purpose of Hersha of Thunder fall for the trick again just because they want to put the Grey Serpent guy and Raven bits, just because. I have no idea what that means, but sure. I don't care what you say, but you need to learn how to respect people. Even if everyone has to distance themselves and unprecedented evil wraps itself around her, the girl did not flinch. She was so strong that even after the glory of her family's legacy had faded, she could make everyone acknowledge her again. From then on, a Lightning Empress was no longer a nickname, but a name of prestige. It can't be that. Oh my god. A reference to the manga. Or some shit. Kiana-chan? Alright, fair enough. Boom, bam, boom. Oh, just one enemy. Alright, fair enough. During that incident, the girl did not rely on the fear of Honkai to decimate all as Hersha. Mastering the sword was no simple feat of the past, relying on her swordsmanship practice since childhood, and the innate power within, she led her friends out of danger. She did not become a Hersha and had nothing to speak of with the Shixel. With the Shixel? So this is what you had up your sleeve, World Serpent. She finally understood something. With the realistic materials that Project Stigma used, the other her was rewriting her own story. If she had not been so weak from the start, what would have happened? Rather than sharing others' happiness, to be able to amend every regret I have in life would be a better dream. But Raven, you are indeed merely a hoax for the mastermind, not someone who cannot dream. Oh, more killing each other? This is interesting, I guess, the full white thing. They could have done a scenery, but I guess it might be because it's just like not an ideal dream or some shit. That's right, Honkai will not vanish into thin air, but it can be kept far away. When they are no longer dead set on changing the world, they can ironically take care of their lives much better. And those two girls have always been lucky. The world is still experiencing intense changes, but that has nothing to do with them. And as normal humans, at least they have each other. Alrighty then! A door. Oh my god, it's like the Elysian realm. Oh my god. Is Alicia just gonna pop out? Mei-chan! What did she say? I can't even say how, or remember how Alicia starts her, like, phrases. May? Oh, I was too careless. Oh. I can still help. Kiana, if you didn't help, we would have already been eating by now. I really want to learn how to cook from you. It's too boring to merely wash dishes. You really have improved, though. Wash this for me. Does your hand still hurt? Don't touch the knife anymore. I'm fine. This bracelet. It'll be fine even if it gets wet, right? You gave it to me after all. Don't get sentimental. It'll be fine. I've given you so many things. If you treat every one of them so delicately, you can't get much done. That's true. Everyone's talking about that online. About how the Shixel Overseer announced the existence of Honkai. I read about that too. But don't buy into those conspiracy theories. I heard that there are already scams about Honkai. Of course, I'm not a kid. But there are a lot of people talking about it. Everyone says that Doomsday is approaching. If that's true, how would you spend your last day on Earth? That's an irrelevant question. We have to believe in the Shixel Valkyries. We're discussing it because it's irrelevant. I won't have to mood to do so otherwise. And when we were young, we've already witnessed some inconceivable battles. You're not much older now. Then if Doomsday really comes, let's go and save the world. How about that? What are you talking about? We're not like Durandal, who dominates the headlines. We can always try, though. Then, May, what would you want to do? There's no point thinking about the impossible. And it's not something nice to think about either. But if that day really does come, the new Arahado is starting. Give me a minute, I'll turn up the volume. That day really comes. May, what did you say? It's nothing. What have you been washing? You can make omelets with strawberries. Not even as a taste test. This is light mode high. Everything bright as fuck. Listen, if it wasn't the middle of the day right now outside for me, I think I would be going partially blind. If this was like midnight, I think I'd honestly want to not look at the screen. This scene that had never happened quickly faded. Clearly, she and Kiana had grown a lot along the way. Even if Honkai were to disappear for good, they would never have such a naive conversation. But growth, while others might think that is the process worth celebrating, it is accompanied by intense pain, be it in the body, bones, or soul. 1,000 sails shall pass the sunken ship. A flourishing forest shall thrive ahead of a wilted tree. Contrary to what optimists might think, pain was not always meaningful. If humans did not have to face pain in the future and need not reflect on their pain to learn, why must they grow? May remembered what she saw in the Elysian realm while she was tracing data for a particular sophist. Words from normal humans of the previous era. Ooh. I don't care about the world's truth or the final victory. I just want someone to hold me when I die. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's fair enough. That's enough drama. Bro, they should have played the fucking JoJo's Zawardo as the fucking or the thing breaks. That would have been fucking. That would have been funny as fuck. Slashing the space open. This wasn't something that the Hersher of Thunder could do, and it was difficult to say whether this dream was a certain type of space at all. If the space, now we're in dark mode apparently. Now we went from light mode to dark mode. If the space could be destroyed so simply, she would not have needed help the previous time she escaped. But in truth, she had complete control over this space because of that person's existence. Come out now! Elysia! Oh no, the Hersher of Thunder. Oh, now like the Hersher of Thunder like persona comes out. We haven't actually met this person in a very long time. When was the last time? Nagazora? The last time we heard from the embodiment of Hersher of Thunder was Nagazora, I'm pretty sure. That was actually incredible. Finally realized. But after such a long time, what's with this attitude? We're familiar with each other. No need for the courtesies, eh? And you weren't very friendly with your greetings in the past. Hersher of Thunder, or rather, my will of stigma. I guess you're not completely dumb after all, eh? Ironically, I'm grateful for the experiences that Project Stigma has given me. After all, considering how Project Stigma operates, they are rather limited in the personas they can awaken. Father had mentioned this before. He only agreed to plant the gem of conquest in me because for some reason, that was the only way to save my life. But because you appeared so naturally, even I thought that the voice resonating within me was that of a Hersher's and did not realize that. Before that, I was in an incomplete and self-destructive stigma awakened. And you were made after that illness had been neutralized. Ha, what a ridiculous conclusion. It's simple. Your mother unfortunately passed her cancer down to you, and that's all there is to it. Raiden May's mother had the Hersher core, or had the Hersher in her. That's kind of cool. The Hersher form that we know are incredibly different. We never had a past that broke us mentally, and even as a Hersher form, why are you only obstinate when it comes to Kiana? The Hersher of Sentience is far more brutal than you. Don't misunderstand. That's because I couldn't stand how weak you were. And don't you know an Elysia? I'm afraid you're very different from Elysia. Although we've been together for such a long time, I never truly understood you. It's the same for you, right? What nonsense. Now that you've gotten stronger, you have the guts to provoke me? If you understood me, you wouldn't come to me in such an unusual manner, right? Those scenes that you rewrote were not only illogical, but also proof that you don't understand Kiana and me. So I can't help but think that, after Metamorphosis, you've truly vanished. And so when Project Stigma recreated you, you only inherited my knowledge, not my emotions. A load of gibberish. Touch your heart? Can you really say that you don't want all of those things? Yes. Blanket yes. I've given my power, my everything to you. And for what? For Kiana. And because of that, what Project Stigma gave us isn't enough. You are confused because you don't understand Kiana enough. A man's character is his fate. You try to understand this statement. Directly. For example, when faced against Doomsday, Kiana will only make one decision: to use all of her strength to stop it from happening. The result is irrelevant. It's an attitude towards life. That's because you're too weak. Because you don't have the ability to solve the problem, you can only watch as someone else sacrifices. And you dare to claim that it's her nature? You're really weak beyond salvation. Looks like you've really been asleep for far too long, actually. Now, between the two of us, you're the weaker one. Before I came here, I met a friend. She appeared before me as a loser to act as a counter-example and emphasize that love of any form is not a mechanical idea, but an understanding born from respect. But truthfully, she didn't have to do that, Rala. She could have just fucked off, to be honest. If I had not already learned that by now, returning to Kiana would have been a mistake. Yet you showed me those impossible suppositions. Regardless of your motive, you've underestimated Kiana's character and insulted everything that Alicia had shown me. Big words. That tone. You follow the Flame Chaser's footsteps. You're proud about that, right? Although I'm not proud, why can't I be? After I left that place, I thought about it over and over again. Rather than my will, I have gotten closer to them in terms of strength. In that case, why can't I consider myself their student? Foolish and weak, Raiden Mei. If the teachers have already failed, what will become of their student? Never mind if the Flame Chasers are failures. Can't read. Never mind if the Flame Chasers are failures or not. Even if they failed in what they did, it doesn't mean that they'll lead their successor astray. The world is a big place. In the eyes of destiny, most people are just a process. Just like the Flame Chasers, I believe that I don't have to exceed my responsibilities. I just have to do what I can to do my best. Hold on, let me close my shutters here. That's kind of big words there. Just do your best. Oh, cringe. It's either you win or you lose, May. Come on, man. Come on. As for who may end my destiny, that's not important. Not important? You believe that Kiana will be the one to end it? I don't believe it. I know it! In every respect, she's the most suitable person to do so. You don't intend to stop her anymore? Even if you'll lose her as a result? Lose everything you have? Of course. I'll do my best to prevent that. But that's no reason for us to stop moving forward. We run into all sorts of problems in our lives, and confronting them always brings risk. No one can achieve anything beyond their ability just by telling themselves, yes I can. Well, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Dragon Ball Z, every other anime that's known to mankind, you kind of just say, yeah, I can do this, and then you can do it, right? So a bit wrong there, mate, bit wrong there. And I can't do anything isn't a reason for avoiding questions. I still think Kiana is the origin of the world. For that reason, it's the life she wants, not the life I want, that matters. The future you showed me is only a happiness that belongs to you, a weakling. Kiana, she is growing into the strong. And so have I. You haven't forgotten your promise, have you? Of course not. You are more important than the world. That's exactly why we can't easily define the life of another. Is it not irony if our efforts can't help her reach a state that's better for her? Even if it's a perilous course? Even if it's a perilous course. I'll do my best to keep her safe. Okay, fine. You may be right. I may like bluffing and dithering too much. I didn't even know that was a fucking word, but fair enough. But because of that, I'm also... Raiden Mei, we need to settle this once and for all. Let's enter Mortal Kombat. Oh, this is the Thunderzat Nagazora version of her, because she's on the high heels. Yeah, she's on the fucking... Bro, she's on the prods. That was a very odd, like, design choice for the boss version of this character to be, like, standing on fucking, like a pole. underneath her shoes. I don't know what they were doing with that. I don't know why they didn't redesign it for this, but I think it's because it's the same boss fight. They just copy pasted it. Boom. Bam. Bum ba bum bum. Oh. She dodged it? Wow. She gotta be higher than others, man. Did you see how high and almighty her ego is? True and real, actually. I did feel it. She has to be... And now she's got regular shoes? Oh, brother, come on. Whatever. How is it? Are you satisfied with this battle? That's hard to say. Why? Do you want me to admit that I was wrong? Oh, no. Since you want to do this the hard way, as you can see right now, I am the stronger one. Are you trying to be courteous to me? I'm just stating the facts, actually. And I've said it before, you don't understand me, but that's only because one can never understand oneself. It's the same for everyone. What nonsense are you spouting again? Oh, have you already forgotten? Before you appeared, Raiden Mei was just like you. Why else would you have forgotten the nickname Queen right from the beginning? As for the Mei who is often described as gentle, it almost seems like a protective persona had appeared after going through a huge trauma. From this perspective, I seem more like the one who appeared later compared to you. Whoa. Whoa, Jesus Christ. That's so odd to think about. Holy shit. Oh. Wow. So, the persona of her, the right one, the right Raiden Mei here, was created after the huge trauma of the, like, her father and her family name being, like, dragged through the mud. And then she started getting, like, respected because of being Lightning Empress. And that kind of prevailed throughout until Nagazora, where then like, Raiden, the left one, appeared and subsumed the right one. And then the left one was the complete one, and then changed, whilst the right one stayed stagnant as she didn't continue existing, essentially. And now that they're separated, oh wow, that's kind of deep to think about. Nice. Do you know what you're talking about? Absolutely not, but I got the general gist. A weak and protective persona? Maybe you should think before you speak. As I've said, no one can understand themselves fully. I am merely saying how I feel, which is why at that point you did what was most reasonable. People eventually have to leave their childhood. Gentleness and cruelty are not mutually exclusive. In fact, just like Dr. Mei that Prometheus spoke of, one must become cruel to protect their own gentleness. What worthless talk. Haven't we been through enough? When I left, I was not much different from when I came. But in a way, I've returned to my origin. I feel like it's a preview of something to come. You still haven't given up on that aspect? Of course not, I have not given up. Good things will never disappear completely. This is my belief. For example, I don't intend to part ways with you, because we are two sides of the same coin. The good that I believe in coexists with you. Those dreams, truthfully speaking, they are not the contempt I hold against you. Of course, you, or rather, I don't think that is the best future. There's someone else who is truly prideful and ignorant about humans, no. Most of what I said was actually for it. After all, although I said that no one can never understand oneself, I also believe that as long as I am genuine and forthright, you will definitely understand me. In the end, you are also Raiden Mei. I also have one that's called Herrscher of Procrastination, the Lazy Emperor. Is that me? Oh no, that's just every human on the planet, right? Hey, got him. Hey.
実にいい。お前が大人になったのなら、あの虫けらを切り裂きに行くといい。ライデンメイに恥をかかせるなよ。
Oh, Miyuki Sawashiro is one of the greatest Japanese voice actors, in my honest opinion.
本当に頑固よね。
The dichotomy between Miyuki Sawashiro's, like, nice and relaxing voice to her then superior dominating voice is actually incredible. I just don't know how one voice actress can do it. It's a work of art, in my honest opinion, how she voice acts. Being able to talk to herself in a scene, as well as portraying two completely different personas. I would easily argue one of the greatest voice actors, at least of the current era. You know, can't speak about the past or the future, but as of right now, at least one of my top favorites.
強風よ。私に服従。
Kurikara. Are we gonna get to play the big one? Are we gonna get to play that new one? No, I don't think so. Actually, they're not even in the patch. No, it's gonna be next patch. Superior dominating voice. It was like more of a superior comma dominating voice. It was like just listing factors or that like shit goes into her voice acting. But yeah, essentially. Clever.
あんな風に
Only a non-human would understand humans so crudely.
それにしても
You're unbothered? Aren't you scared that your sire will settle accounts with you? I don't owe anything.
あなたが試
The technology you're testing is hidden from Kevin, right?
ケビンは
You're a rare specimen. That lady named Seely has broken free from the will of stigma, but you're still in chaos. As for the two Shixel S rankers, their way of awakening is too particular to be of research value.
まさか
You don't think you can turn the awakened stigma's conscious...
呼び覚まして
Wait.
彼らの元の意志にとって変わ
You don't think you can turn the awakened stigma's conscious so it'll replace their consciousness? Whoa. Essentially implying that he may be able to essentially replace Seely, so once the red Seely is the main Seely, and the other Seely is the Stigma Awaken? Oh. That would be incredible. Only in this way can the world after the completion of Project Stigma prosper faster. Sai doesn't care, in other words, he won't object. But it appears this experiment has failed. What a pity.
人類はあなたが思って
Humans aren't as easy to control as you imagine.
それで
What about Raven, though? She'll be hunted down by World Serpent. After I execute you, of course.
面白いこと
Good.
あなた
You should have heard what I said to myself. She made you kill that scum. Only that she may fail to notice she's the waste generated by the extraction of minerals.
私にとって
Didn't you want me to replace me with her, rather? Indeed, but as I said, the experiment has failed. Therefore, I won't hold on to a sunk cost. No wonder Kevin made you a line of defense for Project Stigma.
あなたは確かに
You're a cold
冷静
one.
で
Even among the Grey Serpents, your lack of humanity stands out. Thanks for the compliment, actually. As the loyalist watcher of Project Stigma, I cannot be better recognized. In return, I've been polite to you until just now. As a matter of fact, you can brag about your resistances, but remember, everything on this planet is under Project Stigma's watch. If you don't ever go deep enough to try to shake up the Stigmata project, I don't know why they sometimes change this into Stigmata project. Shake up the Stigmata project from its roots, then whatever you and those companions want to do, I will be tolerant of you. This is also Sai's opinion. After all, they do not affect the greater picture. A few renegades might maintain Project Stigma's health in the long run. But you, of all people, came here. Why must you push your luck after we've given you adequate freedom?
へ
Yes,
なぜでしょうね
why?
旧友の
I misunderstood the wish of a departed friend and gambled on finding this so-called back door. It turns out to be in vain.
どうして私
Why did I come here? I was thinking about it.
でも今
But now you've told me the answer.
今あなたは私を
Now,
恐れて
you're afraid of me, aren't you? Oh, for fuck's sake. Replace Blue Sealy, she can do it herself. I think in more term, because that obviously referenced that, like, he said it himself that, like, Sealy did it herself. But before she could do that, before she could willingly switch in and out, I think that's when he was referencing is that the characters who do have like a stigma that they can switch in and out between, he would be able to force switch them and change who's the actual stigma. I think that's what he was implying. But yeah, Sealy can do it herself. Project Stigma, Stigma Project, Stigmata Project, V Project, P Stigma, Project S. Yeah, a bunch of dumbass names. They need to stick with one. It was only in this act and the previous act that they started actually calling it Stigmata Project. And it kind of confused me for some reason. I'm like, whoa, what do you mean Stigmata Project? Is this a different thing? This is a different whole idea? Boom. Kurikara. A kurikara. Boom. Lightning of Conquest, a befitting name. From where I stand, you are not aware of the situation you're in. Oh, here we go again. Being put to sleep. Being put to sleep again, eh? Looks like you're feeling it. I've put a pneumonia in the room. From the very beginning, you've all been under the control of Project Stigma. There's no escape. Listen, if Raiden May passes out again, I'm gonna hate this act. I'm just gonna say it. The fraternity you believe in doesn't seem to be recognized by humanity. Dear Hirsch of Thunder, it's not only me or your heart you're confronted with. What are we confronted with then? It's people's dreams that you tried to set free. Oh, yeah. Project Stigma has weavers, so there must be threads. Oh no, we're going back to that whole fucking imaginary tree bullshit with Otto. As the foundation of Project Stigma, people's dreams are certainly in this space. More things to sever. Raiden May. You might be powerful, but remember, most human beings are weak and small. Great observation, I guess. Good observation there. You see, you're trying to destroy their only sanctuary. Don't you think you should at least ask them nicely first? Nah. His weakness happens to be... Grey Serpent, do I need to remind you what Hirsch's are? Your favorite words right back at you. Oh, pressed I. It didn't summon dragon. Don't forget to check on Grey Serpent before leaving the stage. Why would I do that? Need to put down this melatonin, man. She keeps falling asleep. Actually true, though. She needs to start being aware of when she's being put to sleep, man. Clap, clap, clap. I suppose I miscalculated. Hirsches are pure concepts, and things so pure are bound to destroy everything. This has nothing to do with the morality you mind. You mind? It's only the law of nature. Therefore, you will forever be enemies to humans. Even if Alicia sacrificed herself and Prometheus became the will of Honkai, the imaginary passage is still usurped by the cocoon. Understand? Like how you just acted. You will forever be conquerors to humans. You are perhaps a worse representation of humans than I am. Huh. Now you want to buy time with words. It seems you are at least agree with me. You at least, rather. You're too confident. But even if I dice you here, another Grey Serpent will pop up, right? A rational judgment. Actually, that's kind of true. Well, fine. We'll compete which side will benefit more from buying time. What a bluff! Grey Serpent, have you heard a story from the east? Long ago, an old man lived in the north of two high mountains. His way out was blocked by them. One day, he made up his mind and took his sons to break up the mountains with picks. His neighbors laughed at him, calling him foolish for wanting to move away 2 mountains by themselves. The old man replied that when he dies of old age, there will still be his children and so on. His descendants will go on forever. But these mountains will not grow taller. Little by little, they will be leveled one day. Are you a Bruh. Are you mentally a preschooler? Are you an actual infantile? Oh my god. I must remind you that old man didn't evoke the miracle on his own, but by moving the gods. A perfect irony, isn't it? That depends on how you define gods. My friends have long proved that fighting for all that's beautiful in this world isn't an empty slogan with their actions. As long as we go down this road, one day, the people who walk this road will move the real gods of this world. Which are the humans themselves, actually. So isn't it obvious which side will benefit more from buying time? Do you actually believe you can join the majority of humanity if you hold on to such pompous, inspirational nonsense? I was gonna say irrational. Inspirational nonsense. You're wrong, Grey Serpent. You're incorrect. That's not my opinion. That's the life of the 13 Flame Chasers. World Serpent happens to be continuing their victory, not their defeat. Hersher of Thunder, you're only squandering those great signets. Oh, this boss is cringe. No, it's actually not that bad of a boss. I just think it's a lot easier as arranged. By the way, I don't know when they did implement this. I just had a run with Hersher of EU and Ego after a long time. Her ulti exit after the beat enemy before the dominance has been cut to the glass shattered. Yep. Yeah. I think that's been in for a while. Probably the patch after her launch. I think that's when it was implemented. I believe so. It's quite a good thing. Quite a good thing that they did for that. That's a big reason as to why I use Hersher of Community Go now in Elysian Realm instead of Aponia. Is because it's I don't have to listen to that animation anymore and I can have a faster run overall. It's the husk born of human dreams. As long as the human dreams in the Stigma space last, it can never be destroyed. Human beings can never give up sweet dreams no matter how vulnerable they are. Understood? You chose to fight against humanity's instinctive choice. Humanity's choice, you say? Grey Serpent has gone silent. That's probably a bad sign. Bum 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 bum. Get aim. I don't know what they gave Hersher of Thunder for her to be this strong, but there's a lot of damage. She's doing a lot of numbers here. Or maybe the enemies are just weak. Maybe that. I'm expecting like a difficulty choice soon. I'm like maybe a boss. I don't know why, but I'm just kind of expecting a boss. A final act? Surely there's a boss, right? Oh. They're killing themselves. Oh. It's over. You got nothing to say? No. Not you, people! It's you! Grey Serpent's limbs suddenly began to twist and spasm. If he was human, it could have been regarded as neurosis. Yet his shiny metal body turned into an absurd and uncanny scene. So it was the previous Axis. I was tricked by words for pacifying children. May held the blade warily in front of herself. Grey Serpent had ceased to move, sans the electrical currents flashing in his mechanical eyes. Never mind. Compared with the might be dead traitors, the ones still breathing pose a great threat. We are more advanced life forms. Humans must learn from us to evolve properly. Preposterous. Who do you think you can liberate? Foolish beyond saving. Is this just a bunch of different Grey Serpents speaking to each other? The enforcer that keeps the world running never had a childhood. Grey Serpent's metal limbs flailed for a few seconds before jerking to a complete stop. His body crumbled alongside existentialism. But why? A few more seconds without change? No other Grey Serpent appeared. Oh, never mind, I was wrong. It's really over? Although she believed buying time was in her favor, she never once imagined her victory would come so suddenly and absurdly. As if sensing something, the pointer of her beacon began spinning again. Durandal. Is that you, Raiden May? This voice surprised and relieved May. Unnerved by homecoming, I shy away from those coming my way. Then she felt fear. She feared she would hear the voices of departed friends. I'm Raiden May, Durandal. Has Project Stigma changed in any way? Good accidents happen to me. It's difficult to explain because I don't get it either. The thing is, Grey Serpent is dysfunctional, so it shouldn't obstruct us, and again. Just a moment ago, the Stigmata space suddenly cleared up, and Cosmic Juggernaut picked up your and the beacon's previously blocked signals. Regardless of whether we understand, unlike Bronya's force stop, Project Stigma's mainnet is actively changing right now. But that beacon isn't as useful as we thought. It's just a letter mailed to the future. It has no practical use concerning the authority of origin. Wait. Nani? Raiden May, a domain of unidentified nature is approaching your beacon at high speed. Their signals have similar waveforms. Nani? Your spaces are about to merge. Ah, there she is, Alicia. Oh, we all know it is her. Mason. There it is. It's gonna come in, boys. Mason. Never mind. It's fucking I-Chan. Oh, dude, it's cringe. Ding dong, a Lambda radio station flash transmission. We don't want to disturb May, so we won't notify her of this little cut-in. I don't know in which future Grey Serpents will be reborn, but I'm sure it won't disappoint them. Yes, I foresaw the infighting of Grey Serpents and gave one party a sugar-coated bullet, literally in order to bring it forward. Yet all futures including such trivia are created by humans jointly. Even if humans are lost on their way to tomorrow, the history they've written and the future they long for will one day become the North Star and show them the way. Whether it's May, Kiana, Bronya, Durandal, or many others, they've all stepped up to fight for it. So making their good deeds pay off early shouldn't be cheating, I think. You can't fool all the people some of the time, and some of the people all the time, rather. But you cannot fool... Oh, holy shit, let me read this. You can fool all the people some of the time, and some of the people all of the time. But you cannot fool all of the people all of the time. That was probably a saying by some smart person. In other words, it's the law of large numbers and central limit theorem. Did I try to explain a simple statement with abstract concepts? Yes. Then let us disregard the concepts for now and feel the truth deep within our hearts. When you are joyous, look deep into your heart, and you shall find it is only that which has given you sorrow that is giving you joy. Wow. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that you are in truth, you are weeping for that which has been your delight. Wow. Some of you say, joy is greater than sorrow, and others say, nay, sorrow is the greater. But I say unto you, they are inseparable. Together they come, and when one sits alone with you at the board, remember that the other is asleep upon your bed. Incredible. That was a bunch of quotes meshed together. I don't have any idea what the fuck she was there for. You skipped his dead body? Oh, you can just see his dead body? I'm just sure he's just a dead body in it. I was like, why do I have 2 marker point? Fortunately, it is stages, so I can revisit later. Oh yeah, if you want to see his body, you can just come back. I have no need to see a dead man's body. The man's dead. She stood here quietly, as if saluting for some being, or to some being, and organizing her thoughts. The unvisited station remained perpetually tranquil, as if all the expectations and losses, machinations and struggles had never happened. In the station where time froze, a wondrous power was budding. Aren't you gonna say anything, Villith V? Before we continue, let me just take another swig. Beautiful. Naturally, there was no response. Or rather, no response was needed. A faint floral scent permeated the air or ether. Tulips. Well, if there's only one tulip I know in this game. Mason. Oh, it's the whale. It's the whale that we all know and love. A whale. Mason! As if it was the end of time and space. It was the story that preceded everything. In the vast space, human civilization crossed an unknown being. The alien embrace brought pain to humans, and humans reciprocated by their nature. After countless samsara, a new consciousness was born. It had the character of humans, felt the emotions of humans, and desired the beauty of humans. Born as an imitation of human, she finally became a human. Like a dream, like a fairy tale, like destiny. Known as the first origin, she was the Hersha of origin that transcended good and evil. This is the real backdoor. It feels like my inner struggles. Oh. Hersha of Thunder versus Raven. Oh. Hersha. Okay, fighting again. Hey guys, don't fight, please. Please, don't fight. Bro, Raven, stop running away. Jesus Christ, pussy. Oh. Ready to cut off your retreat, Thunder Sword? Your enemy is far more resolved than you, for his obsession has spanned tens of thousands of years. You share one dream, but can never walk together. You're to challenge his will, bury his mission, and conclude his existence. Are you ready? I was born ready, actually. I once took up arms to protect someone, and parted ways with her later for the same reason. I once stood against many with different allegiances, purposes, and mentalities each time. But one thing has never changed. I've got to go all out, because the opponent is as steadfast as I am. I shall carry all the possibilities I sundered, the unfulfilled visions and faded wishes. I shall carry every will that I honor. Very well. In the face of the conflict brought by others, you already have the courage to put shackles on yourself. My body feels heavier. I'm being put to sleep. Oh, dude. Again? You going to bet? Me, dude. I don't want to know. I don't want no Z's, man. Please. None of this sleeping shit riding me. Oh. This lady again. Miyuki Sarashiro talking to herself yet again. God damn it. Oh my god. It's not the 7 thunders of retribution, but it's the key of castigation. Are you ready to give up your ego, human Hersha? You long for peace and serenity, but fate throws endless fights at you. The farther you travel, the deeper you get into the storm. Behold the one you risk your life protecting. Her ending is nigh, and you might even be the one to don the crown of finality for her. Are you ready? I was born ready. Peace and serenity, that's indeed my wish. I still dream of the days at Chiba Academy and Saint Freya till today. But nothing can be taken for granted. No matter how the time changes, people are treading the same path with heavy burdens. Instead of betrayal or abandonment, this is our shared vision. To make the future we want happen, we'll fight to our last breath. If there really is such a thing as the crown of finality, it won't be donned by only one person. Very well. In the face of the conflict brought by your ego, you already have the courage to clench the shackles. Alright. And next thing we pick up, Seven Thunders. And then it's gonna be like Elysia talking to us. Key of constipation. I am constantly constipated. True. And it's just the Moon Grey Serpent versus Droop Grey Serpent arguing about Project Stigma. Oh, these cringe lords. Nobody likes you guys. What? Excuse me? Yeah, thanks for the umbrella, I guess. Are you ready to sanction the world, descendant of origin? Humanity isn't the owner of this world. It's shared by both organic beings and inorganic matters. As for synthetic life and seeds of idea, they are no inferior to Homo sapiens. You have no right to make rash judgment full of arrogance and prejudice based on your own standards. Even so, are you ready? No one can be the judge. Not any of us. Stigmata have no right to destroy humanity either. I'm only fighting for things that we can't afford to lose as a member of humanity. To keep our ideal alive at any cost. This is humanity's arrogance, but also pride. Well then, let arrogance and pride live on. The coexistence of good and evil represents humanity's true face. And that's also the true face of the world. Even if the pain is too much to bear? Even if the pain is too much to bear. Good! You've been completely honest. In the face of the conflict brought by the world, you're now able to turn the shackles into a crown. The crown of origin? I'm passing out again! Oh! Get a grip! Get a grip, Raiden, mate. Oh, do we have to walk? Oh. Is it potentially the crown of origin, though, that we've just acquired? The crown of origin. That's bright. Oh, fuck, this is a bright-ass chapter, boys. Holy fuck. I can barely look at the screen. Is it the weight really, realty? I thought that wasn't even a real world. Real world. Kiana and Elysia have done this countless times. Walk through a white plane of existence? Yeah. Be blinded? Yeah. No, not only them. Maybe it's the same for everyone. We're looking at the scroll named the world from different angles. Our dreams clash like rising tides, but eventually converge like rivers. I kinda get why you always say you love everyone. I sent my game to dark mode, good idea. Why are you laughing by yourself? I dream of a star, an island of light, where I shall be born in the depth of its quickening leisure. Or leisure. My life will ripen its works like the rice field in the autumn sun. Elysia. This world is so beautiful, vibrant, and full of love and hope that we feel compelled to protect it. This world is also so cruel. It breeds conflicts and sins. Everything beautiful has to keep fighting. But this is freedom.
それが
Eren Yeager.
責任を背負う
Follow your heart with the crushing weight on your shoulders, saving the world while remaining young and innocent.
天真
Eren
爛漫のままに
Yeager.
私たちは立
We're Herschers, the heralds of nature, the bearers of creeds, the bringers of freedom.
真の
Eren
天
Yeager. Which makes us the bridge connecting two worlds, reality and the
使
beyond.
つなぐことができる天使がいなければ
There are no angels, so we become them. There's no paradise, so we create one.
楽園を作ればいい
Eren Yeager.
この世に
There won't be a second you,
は存在しないでも
but it's alright. It's A-OK.
だってみんなが
Everyone will be you.
私たちはこの世界を
We
守り
wish to protect this world because I didn't have to hold the button down. Oh. Because there were pioneers who dedicated everything to what she loved.
私たちはこの世界を守りたい
We wish to protect this world because it's where we met our loved ones, where we laughed hard and where we fought valiantly.
戦ったから私たちは
We wish to protect this world because it's our shelter, our home.
ここは私たちの存在する場所で
It's all white here, true and real.
違いのないたった一つの帰る場所だから私たちにもわかる
We can understand now we're closer to Origin than any time before.
かつてないほど
Holy shit, turn the brightness down!
ついてるって
Please, I'm blind!
だから
So what? I'm blind, visually can't see anymore. Fucking hell. Holy crap. Felt like May about to meet God with all this light. Nah, it's kind of true.
答えてエリシア
Bro, you're treating her like a Pokemon. Come here, Alicia! I summon you! Treating it like a goddamn Pokemon. Ah.
まさかここにたどり着ける人がいるなんてじゃあ私もちゃんと挨拶した方がいいかしらはーい気分はどう
That's what we like to see, boys. That's what we like to see. Incredible. Woo! Gonna be full of complaint with people suffering from partial blindness. I am gonna put in there. I lost vision. This chapter too bright. Tone it down. A nice grey. Hello, Alicia. Honestly, we'll just do one of these ones for potential thumbnail or some shit. May! Of course it's you, Alicia.
あなたが私
Were you calling for me, right in May, Hersher of the New Age?
この果ての
Fate brought us to the land of ending.
私たちを結びつけてくれ
Does she not recognize?
エリシ
Oh, she wouldn't. Oh.
アどうかした
What?
新世代
Hersher of the New Age? That is true. Or maybe it's an act, who knows?
そう
Is that so?
だったのね私はどうしたの
You look sad.
あなたの顔
No, no. I'm fine. I'm
なん
fine.
でもないわ
Oh, fucking cringe Lord Alicia. Ah, got him.
こういうのをずっとやってみたかったのよ
What a troll. Absolutely bamboozled.
どうだった
Did I surprise you or what?
したでしょ
You wouldn't. You're exactly how I remembered, Alicia. Ain't you glad? Of course I haven't changed at all.
だって
After all, I've always been in your heart.
心の中にでも
But to put it in a less romantic way, I'm not real.
言い方をし
Just a shadow cast by the authority of Origin into your heart.
そのおかげで
And that's exactly why all of Alicia's you've come to know can be brought together miraculously.
そういうことだったの
I see now. I'm blind! Again! Oh? Nice. Great character. Oh. I was heartbroken when I reached this part, then I laugh maniacally because I am miserable inside. Honestly, fair enough. I would have been devastating if she didn't remember. Or like if it was just because it technically wouldn't remember, but yeah, it would have been absolutely crazy. Staring at each other intently. So this isn't the realm, nor the stigmata space. It's my own Hershja core. What I just experienced is the authority of origin fusing with me. My perfect answer. I've missed Alicia, to be quite frank with you. I'm just gonna say it. I think I've missed her as a character. She's just a fun time. It's a fun time with like pretty solid amounts of information. Great character. Seems like you've become a bona fide detective after the baptism in the realm. Which means Vilvi's backdoor is really... Well, it looks like you've been conned again. Before you found it, the authority of origin has been dormant for 50,000 years. That's a long time. This is the prologue to Finality, the herald of the new era, the beginning of all that had happened and yet to come. Land of Origin. The backdoor that Vilvi had left behind uses your legacy, memories, and this long message to awaken the dormant miracle. In hopes that the origin, a Hershja of origin, who has gone, would reappear in the deepest part of your soul. Actually, you've already experienced this in a different way, haven't you? Yes, I have. As long as you remember us, this story will never vanish. Look, I didn't lie to you, did I? Yes, no you didn't. No you didn't. But indeed, this was an ending that even Vilvi could not be sure of. A true miracle. And this miracle happened because you missed me. Am I right? Yes. No? Good answer. I really wanted to see you again, Alicia. To tell you my answer, tell you that I have found the way forward, and tell you, I'll always remember. May has gotten more honest in the time we're apart. How unfair. Is that like a supposed blush? Is that hiding her face? I can't tell what's happening, but fair enough. But I'm not going to lose. How can I let you take the spotlight in this situation? Let's go somewhere else, shall we? Somewhere more suited for girls. Someplace more suited for girls? The Elysian Realm main hub? Fair enough, I guess. Isn't my magic better than Vilvi's? If it's her magic, we'd be on Mars. Well, that's right, actually. I love this place. The meeting chamber of the 13 Flame Chasers and the Elysian Realm lobby. It's also where you feel most comfortable in the Elysian journey, right? Also, where we met for the first time. You want to catch up? I'm dying to hear your story. Vilvi's long letter should have passed everything about me to you. But hearing it from you is different. Alrighty then. I know you're the best mate, and so they spend a long time regaling tales. Because apparently the end of the world isn't too important, and they can just sit down and chat for a while, eh? They don't even bother to put main model because Alicia's takes too much space? Yeah. Alicia's model is a fucking gargantuan. With the pleasant clatter of teacups and plates, the rising mist danced gracefully to the rhythm of their chat. Like friends who'd parted ways for too long, they shared their life trivials and continued life trivials to tell their stories they failed to finish at their departure. Only this time, the usual teller became the listener and vice versa. That's quite a nice one as well. That's quite a nice, nice little thing as well. Oh. Wow, Kiana is such a brave kid and so cute too. You mean to fight with such a nice girl, May? I know, we've reconciled. Bronya is wonderful too, choosing to become a Hershja that's unheard of in our time. All thanks to you. I merely walked the first mile of the long path. And Fuhua, she's had such a long life and weathered so many storms. Also, the Hershja of Sentience, she sounds like tons of fun and I'd love to meet her. Now that would be an interesting interaction. The unending like assault of kindness from Alicia to the breaking resolve of confidence in the Hirsch of Sentience, that would be something absolutely incredible. As for the Hersher of the Void, Hersher of Wind, and Hersher of Rhymestar, Hersher of Dominance and Hersher of Corruption. Bro, this is like the first time Wind and Rhymestar has been mentioned in like 18 chapters. What? This is the first time they've been mentioned since like the beginning of the fucking game. Incredible. That's incredible. Wow. It's a great pity they stood against humanity. But even their good and evil come from humanity. Compared with Hershers from the previous era, they were no longer mindless vessels of Honkai. Thank you for telling me all this, and I'm happy to hear the changes of the new age people. But do you know which part touched me the most, May? We have Hersher of Wind, unbelievable. Hersher of Wind exists? What? Chapter 2 shit. I've got a feeling you're just trying to make me blush. I'll keep it to myself then. I want to know, Alicia. Please tell me. The answer is each and every part. It's a really long story. After all, it's the full story about the Elysian realm, right? Even if I can't change the future, how I get there is up to me. What's important is what I want to believe in this journey. The message you left me, we're turning it into reality, Alicia. Yes. You're surely mature. Or maturer now, May. I didn't disappoint you, Alicia Senpai, did I? As I said ages ago, May never disappoints. After all, many Senpai gave me help. I don't know why they use the word Senpai, it's kind of crack, but whatever. I'm glad to have stepped onto Elysian Realm and come to know your story. The story touched, nourished me, and eventually became a part of me. I'll pass on your heroic deeds and firm will so that the future generations know such a group of people who shone brighter than the stars. Not only the Flame Chaser story, but also Kiana's, Bronya's, and Fu Hua's. The story of everyone who fights for the beautiful things in the world. Around me, there's no shortage of such fools who never think about themselves. I hope these stories can touch more people, giving them courage to face the chaotic world and make decisions true to their hearts. But isn't that too simple for a Hirsch's vision? Well, not at all! Elysian Realm was created for an equally simple purpose. May, you became one of us long ago. Thank you, Alicia. Without knowing, I have changed a lot under influence, just like the other Flame Chasers. I guess that's your true authority. Changing people. Could be. In that case, you have exactly the same power now, though. It also surprised me that I began to think about these questions. Never thought I'd taken on such a path, rather. Looking back, I did make a lot of detours. Growing never happens overnight, May. The confused and anxious days, they make us think. Joy or pain, everything comes together to become the mature and tough May I see now. So please accept everything of yourself, for people who are fond of you love your every imperfection. Yes, that's a promise. So, setting out now, are we? Yep. I'll become the Hersher of Origin and fulfill my mission. Oh, you haven't realized yet? Realize what? You were already the Hersher of Origin when you got here! In other words, it was because you became the Hersher of Origin that you were able to come here and meet me. Then, the beacon left by Vilvi. May. Take a guess. Was it her beacon that awakened me? Or your wish? You know the answer already, no? Without your will, I can never be awakened from the long slumber in your heart. May, you are even more awesome than you imagined. That's a weird line. You know that, right? That's indeed surprising. You can't feel it yourself even now. Do we need something more ceremonial, such as a pretty new dress or an education of love from me? Just say the word. I'll have both, thank you, Elysium. May has turned greedy now. I've got a lot to say to you anyway, and my fashion choice will definitely wow you. Are you really just a reflection in my heart? Is it still all a dream? Why would you ask that, though? Because... Oh, May's crying again. God damn it. I think I know the answer already. Because Alicia is Alicia. Yep.
ありがとう。
Thank you, May. Thank you for finding me. And thank you for bringing me a true miracle at the very end. She was quick to capture the meaning of the very end. She had much, much more to say, but all the words got stuck between her mind and mouth. Got stuck in... That's a terrible place for words to get stuck, is like in like this portion of your head, like, yeah, that's crazy. She didn't know what to say. Instead, she decided to keep smiling till the end this time too.
あ、せっかく
As when I got serious for once, May, how come you got distracted?
あなたが言ってくれた
Just like what you told me, when you don't wish to move forward, you can stop for a while.
それとも
You don't like what I picked up from you?
もう
You've turned naughty.
好きじゃないわけないでしょ
How can I not like it? I once said, as long as you remember us, our story will live on. But right now, what I said seems like an understatement.
だって
After all, the present you and your friends, you're all part of us.
それなら
So how can we ever disappear?
それじゃ
Well then, let's begin. I'm blind again, by the way. I'm blind again.
誰も歌わなくなった歌をもう一度歌い
Is
ま
that
しょう
Kevin? Oh, piss off.
歴史に封じられた物語に
Ronya kind of struggling to make cover May at the start of this chapter. Here, May being chillin'. True and real.
高潔で純真
May's just chillin', walking towards Kevin at the rate of fucking snails. Oh, Paterfellas. Calico, bless her with the freedom of reverie. May the plume of Samsara bless her with the fortitude of vicissitude. May the painting scroll of the world bless her with the innocence of stars. May the Ouroboros bless her with the desire of infinity. May the Sentinel of Dawn bless her with the will of daybreak. May the broken blade bless her with the resolve of Setsuna. May the pupil of law bless her with the wisdom of Bodhi. May the flames of destruction bless her with the fortitude of decimation. Big man. May the trickster contraption bless her with the miracles of Helix. May the diva bless her with the glamour of gold. And the best of all, may the perdition bless her with the kindness of discipline. Big Mama Aponia. May the relentless sword bless her with the vision of deliverance. May the flawless bless her with the return of ego. We gathered here to praise the birth of the Hersher of origin. It's time for May to make a fabulous entrance. Incredible. Feel like May gonna be putting Gryffindor? Praise the Lord, this will be a Sunday congregation speech. Nice. Bugged? Did it bug out? Did something bug out there? Really? Wait, what bugged out? Was she meant to like appear or something? The model bugged? Oh no! unfortunate. No, that would have been cool to see. Well, it's not a Mihoyo. Listen, boys, it's not a Mihoyo chapter unless it bugs out or there's some sort of typo in the dialogue. You're right. This is the bare minimum. Now we know that Mihoyo is still Mihoyo. We know. Now we know that they haven't changed. They're still the same company. Bugs and typos all around. Let's fucking go. Let us continue though. There she is. There is the Hirsch of Origin. I know this model quite familiar as I've made a video on it. There it is. Take a picture of that. Take a screenshot, boys. And before we continue with the story, when I first saw the leaks of this character, I did not like the model. Now knowing the lore behind the model, I like it. Knowing the reason as to why it's a lot more of a brighter character, essentially as Alicia designed the whole outfit, I like this character design now. Bug happened to everyone? Ah, okay. Everyone just experiences the bug. Incredible. The transformation sequence, though? Unfortunate. The transformation sequence was, like, okay, but I still not seeing the model is kind of... Looks good, though. Knowing the lore behind it, I like the skin. Or like the outfit. But let's continue. Thank you, Alicia. What a strange feeling. They're right here. The Herrscher of Origin's power and your affection. I'll see our will through, so... You'll be watching me, won't you? This song of mine shall caress your forehead like a kiss of blessing. When you are alone, it whispers in your ear. When you're in the crowd, it keeps you from the clamor. My song shall give your dream wings, which shall fly your heart to the edge of the unknown. When the night masks your way, it shall be the starlight that faithfully shines upon you. And so the story of Origin ends. And so the story of Origin begins. It ends with me. It begins with me. That's good. That's great. I'm blind! Fuck! Please stop with the white screens! Please! I'm blind! That was great. That was beautiful. Because Alicia's design... Well, the thing is, though, talking about just the visuals, looking at Herrscher of Origin from going from Herrscher of Thunder to Herrscher of Origin, not knowing the reason behind why her color scheme has been changed, it's a shit character design because she goes from looking badass to looking very eloquent. But knowing the lore behind it, as that Alicia is the one that essentially influences the whole design and color scheme, it's cool. It's nice. It's nice to see that, and that's I have no problem with it. Previously, I did have a problem with it, but now I don't. So we're going to experience how Kiana become Finality next patch. Same patch she available in Banner. I believe it's because it's going to be quite quick. I believe it's going to be early. It's probably going to be at the very start of the next chapter that it happens. It's going to be probably Act 1 that she does become it, and then Act 2 is like the turmoil, and Act 2 and 3 are like the turmoil and then the conclusion, right? Because theoretically, it's like the next patch is like supposedly the end of part 1. If we all like, that's supposedly what the Mihoyo has said, is that the next act or the next chapter is the end of part 1 of Honkai, right? So it's like, yeah,